It's great to have you here. I just want to start by saying that Vatom is one of our portfolio companies here at London Real Ventures. We are the world's first media-powered investment firm. Our mission is to transform the world by investing in cutting-edge Web3 and AI companies while giving our partners marketing exposure across the London Real media platforms and academies. We strive to heighten awareness, create customers, and build communities by leveraging our global audience and extensive network. Eric, super excited to be part of your journey with Vatom. And look, I still remember that Zoom call with you and your team a few months ago. And when you started dropping the demos of your products that you created for Google and PepsiCo and Starbucks, and don't worry, we're gonna show a few of those later. Like, everybody's on the call, our collective jaws just dropped. Like, we were just massively impressed with what you built. And look, I've been deep here in Web3 for the past 2 years, and I've spent time speaking with some of the biggest names in blockchain and the biggest names in Metaverse, including, people like Sebastian from the Sandbox and Yatsu of Animoca Brands. But I had never seen anything like what you guys had created. I think you built what everybody has been wanting and what everyone's been waiting for. And I've actually now started playing myself with it to build London Real's Web3 experience. Yeah, and I'm even more impressed with everything you can do in there. So that's a pretty intense start. But for people that don't know, how do you explain, what is Vatom? How do you explain that to them?
Well, Vatom, first of all, what it stands for is the word virtual atom, together meaning Vatom. And that's important. It doesn't just roll off the tongue, it actually has meaning behind it, which is the idea that we're dissolving the boundaries between the physical and digital worlds and not taking us away from this world, the world we live in that we were evolved to be in, but to enhance it, to extend our opportunity in this world to connect better with each other. And so what Vatom does is it allows us to connect better with each other. Brands to their audiences, sports teams to their fans, and us to one another. So that's why we call it an engagement platform. That's the best way to describe Vatom. It's an engagement platform that anyone can use. Yes, it's enterprise class. I think it might be the only really enterprise class, meaning secure, scalable, ready to integrate with existing Web 2 systems or Web 1 or pre-web, making it part of the communications infrastructure. But it extends that out for a new way of communication.
Wow. And I remember when you broke it down, you said, look, there's a lot of platforms out there in the Web3 space that do one thing. They do wallets, or maybe they have a metaverse, or maybe they have an NFT, or maybe they have an NFT marketplace. Yeah. But I still remember this slide where you're like, there's kind of 7 pillars, and you wanted to build something that had them all. Because this piecemeal way, I think you always saw that was never gonna work to really provide the experience that you want to provide to users.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's not that hard to understand why. I mean, imagine you went to an auto dealership and you wanted a car. And they said, here's the most unbelievable steering wheel. And some people actually do this, and they're quite good at it. Here's a wheel. Here's a carburetor. And I actually know people who have the ability to stitch these things together and make an unbelievable car. But maybe 2 people. Most people want something that works together seamlessly and can get you where you need to go and has been tested for that purpose. That's the same thing that's needed here. It's fine to have a marketplace, but does it work with your wallet? It's fine to have a wallet, can everyone use it? It's fine to have a wallet that everyone can use, but does it seamlessly integrate with a virtual space and with augmented reality? And does that work back with a back-end analytic platform? By the time you're done, you have a car. That's what's needed to make this go mainstream.
We all heard about this metaverse. So like my mom, she's in San Diego and she's in her 70s, and I try to explain to her what the metaverse is, and she's like, what is it? Do I have to wear the goggles? Right. And I think the public, I don't know if they even understand what a metaverse is.
Right.
How do you explain it to them? Is it about putting goggles on and hanging out, with Zuckerberg in a virtual room? Or is the definition has it been miscommunicated to the public?
I think it has. For a couple of reasons. One is the breathless hype always leads to kind of this trap of disillusionment. But the other reason is, what do we really want, right? If we're going to get all excited about something, let's put a vision out there that if it were to come true, we'd be happy about it. No, we don't want to go into some far off place and be stuck in a video game playing ping pong with Mark. What we want is to extend our experience to talk to each other better. It's really interesting. If we had a phone here, I'd call up your mom and say, look, let's talk about this, because if you already understand a telephone, when a telephone came out, people were freaked out. You're never going to see your mom again. Why would you go see your mom if you could call her on the phone? It was going to destroy society. Truth is, telephone actually was really useful. It helped us connect with each other better. And I think there's a lot of negatives that have come of the evolution of the telephone to become a smartphone that actually gives us information about people instead of connecting us better, creates disillusionment, creates loneliness and disconnection. But the telephone itself, the idea of a communication over long distances is strong, right? As things have evolved to the web, when you think about the immense power that's brought to our lives, of course, any tool can be used for negative. So many positive things have happened in healthcare, education, government about the web. But it was really about information, right? And then you go better information, and then you can create self-generated information, user-generated content. But it's still about information. Really didn't bring us it wasn't the next step of communication the way the telephone was, right? The metaverse is. The metaverse brings the fancy telephone, the idea, to the web itself. So imagine a website. If your mom was here, I'd say, imagine a website you can visit your son at. It's that simple, right? A website that you can go to, a website that you can connect other humans in, not just on where information comes out, but in an immersive environment where we've learned to take social cues from each other and from the environment to create memories, experiences. That's going to change education. What is education? It's something that you want to get deeper into that you can remember later and then apply, right? What is communication? It's a way to take all the different social cues and actually impart information from one another to create relationships. This is a very powerful tool that will now advance that. But on the simplest level, it's a better website.
To continue watching the rest of the episode for free, visit our website londonreal.tv or click the link in the description below.